Pokemon Duel trainers. Do you want to know about all the new advanced Ultra Beast synergies? Do you want to know about all the new Ultra Beast decks and the Ultra Beast roles in those decks? In this video, I break it all down with gameplay. So stay tuned. It's showtime.
We could be.
What's up, trainers? It's your host, Professor Showtime here, and today we're going to be talking about all the Ultra Beasts and their synergies, especially all the Ultra Beast decks synergies. So I know it's a daunting task when you have to go against an Ultra Beast deck. The simple fact that most of them have a huge wall of text for you to go through, it takes a while to actually figure out what's going on. And this video, I wanted to serve as a guide to how you guys can approach playing with Ultra Beast, but definitely how to play against Ultra Beast as well. So I'm not going to go over all the attacks and abilities of the Ultra Beast because I have several other videos that do that. Instead, what this video is going to be a second layer. This video is going to talk about the synergies between each and every Ultra Beast that are known today. So the first Ultra Beast I want to talk about is Gus Lord. Gus Lord, the main thing about Gus Lord is that he can actually send Pokemon to the Ultra Space. It doesn't have to, he can actually, send Pokemon to the Ultra Space. It doesn't have to be a Ultra Beast that he sends to the Ultra Space. It could be a regular Pokemon to the Ultra Space. And the way that he does that is with his ability. His ability is called Gulp. Basically what happens is if a Pokemon has weight and Gus Lord is next to it, Gus Lord can activate his ability, hop over the figure, and then that figure is automatically sent to the Ultra Space. The way that Gus Lord does that is in an Ultra Beast deck, he has great synergy with a Pokemon called Nihilego. The Nihilego is an Ultra Beast, and what you want to focus on with Nihilego and the Gus Lord synergy is the ability called Stun Poison. Stun Poison is a 2-star purple, but it gives the Pokemon that it poisons a whopping 7 weight. So if you Stun Poison a Pokemon with Nihilego, that Pokemon is going to be stuck there for quite some time. It gives you all the time in the world to use the play called Pokemon Switch and switch out Nihilego with Gus Lord, and then activate Gus Lord's ability to hop over and send the Pokemon to the Ultra Space. Please note, with Gus Lord, you do not want to attack because Gus Lord has an ability called Ultra Belch, which is its blue, and that blue actually brings the Pokemon from the Ultra Space back onto the field. But it's the opposing Pokemon, so it's not your Pokemon. So if you have a Pokemon in the Ultra Space and Ultra Belch hits, it's not going to bring your Pokemon back. It only brings back the opponent's Pokemon. So how this works with Gus Lord is you don't want to attack with Gus Lord. You want your opponent to attack you, and once your opponent attacks you, you want to put the Pokemon that comes back to the Ultra Space right next to you. Then you can use Gus Lord to hop back over that Pokemon to send it back into the Ultra Space. Otherwise, you're going to just be bringing your opponent's Pokemon back. The next Pokemon I want to talk about is a Pokemon that really it looks like a staple. There's two kinds of Ultra Beast decks, but let me go over the synergies first and I'll explain them right now. It's Celesteela. So there's two main things with Celesteela. Let's talk about the ability first. What Celesteela can do is that if it's next to a Pokemon that's on your team, Celesteela can send itself to the Ultra Space and then propel that Pokemon three movement points away. So basically, if you throw Celesteela on the field and it's next to one of your Pokemon, you can send Celesteela to the Ultra Space and then throw your Pokemon 3 steps away. Usually you want to throw your Pokemon on your opponent's entry point. And then the subsequent play after that, you want to actually attack. This has great synergy with Nihilego again, and I'll bring back Nihilego. It has a great synergy with Nihilego's call signal. So basically, what you want to do is you want to send Celesteela to the Ultra Space. You want to throw Nihilego on the opponent's entry point. Then you want to go ahead and attack the opponent's goalie. Once you attack the opponent's goalie, you want to make sure you want to try to land call signal. And what Call Signal does, it's a blue attack, and Call Signal takes a Pokemon from the Ultra Space and moves it 2 steps away from Nihilego. So what you're gonna do is it's gonna be instant surround kill, and that's gonna be good game, because once the goal is surrounded, it's pretty difficult to recapture control of the game. So again, the play is you want to send Celesteela to the ultra space. You want to throw Naligo to the opponent's entry point. Then you want to attack the goal with Naligo. That's gonna make an instant surround. So the play is deadly. So there's great synergy between Celesteela and Naligo. You can do the same play with Pheromosa. However, Pheromosa's blue call signal ability is a little bit smaller than Naligo's. So if you use it with Pheromosa, you probably want to use the double chance plate, because you want to really make sure you use call signal to bring Celesteela back into play. So that's how Celesteela works with Naligo and Pheromosa. The other play with Celesteela is the Rendezvous. The Rendezvous ability, that's Celesteela's blue attack. It basically sends Celesteela and the Pokemon that it's battling to the ultra space simultaneously. So if you hit this blue, both the Pokemon are going to go to the ultra space. You guys might be asking, Showtime, so how does that help in the Ultra Beast deck? Well, basically the same way that Naligo is able to call signal you Celesteela back is the same way you're gonna do it in this go round. You're gonna hit the blue with Celesteela, and you're gonna send both your opponent and you to the ultra space. But then after that, you're gonna use Naligo's call signal to bring Celesteela back. This way, now you have a 6-on-5 advantage. So your opponent has one Pokemon in the ultra space, but you don't. You have all six back on the field, and you can do this play over and over and over until the opponent is down to maybe 4 Pokemon or 3 Pokemon, and it'll be impossible for you to win that way. So this deck is really prevalent right now. The deck usually consists of a Naligo, a Pheromosa, and a Celesteela. Sometimes 2 Naligos, 2 Pheromosas, and 1 Celesteela. But yeah, that's still playing in the Ultra Beast deck. You want to use Celesteela's Rendezvous ability, or you want to use Celesteela's Rocket Ride ability. You know, and it goes well with Pheromosa and with Naligo. The next Pokemon I want to talk about is Circuitry. So Circuitry is more of a tech piece in the Ultra Beast deck. It works well when Pokemon are already in the ultra space, but it's a really cool ability. You probably want to use Circuitry after you set up your board and you send a couple Pokemon to the ultra space, because the main thing I want you guys to take note is that Circuitry can paralyze Pokemon, but once it paralyzes Pokemon, it gives it weight 3 as well. So this is how it works. If you hit Circuitry's blue attack, it's called Ultra Lightning. If you have Pokemon in the ultra space, it's gonna spin any Pokemon that you choose, and if it has a white attack, that Pokemon is gonna be paralyzed. And like I said before, with Circuitry's ability, if the Pokemon is paralyzed, it's gonna get weight 3. So now, if you're able to have a couple Pokemon in the ultra space, let's say you have 2 Pokemon in the ultra space. So now you have 2 Pokemon in the PC and then 2 Pokemon on the board. So your opponent has 2 Pokemon in the ultra space. Your opponent has 2 Pokemon in the PC and 2 Pokemon on the board. Now, if you land the Ultra Lightning ability and you're able to spin white on the 2 Pokemon on the board, it could be good game and you could get a weight win. But also the cool thing with Circuitry, if you don't go for the weight win, because that's going to be few and far between, but it is possible, you can actually try to line up a Pokemon that's next to Gus Lord. And if you line up a Pokemon that's next to Gus Lord and they spin a white attack, they're going to get weight 3. And then Gus Lord can activate his ability, the Gulp ability, and hop right over. So Circuitry and Gus Lord have a lot of synergy as well. The only thing is you have to wait till you have Pokemon in the ultra space, which is easy with Celesteela. If Celesteela hits his blue Rendezvous ability, 2 Pokemon will be in the ultra space. Now you can use Circuitry's blue attack, and then you can try to snipe, kind of like a Mega Blastoise sniping, and you can snipe Pokemon and give them paralyzed and weight. More importantly, use Gus Lord to hop over those Pokemon. Another Ultra Beast I want to talk about is Buzzwole. Well, Buzzwole is probably the Pokemon that is the most reliant on the Ultra Space. Buzzwole doesn't do too much if the Ultra Space is not activated. What it does is it gives plus 29 attack for each Pokemon in the Ultra Space. So just think about it like plus 30. So you get about plus 30 for each Pokemon in the Ultra Space, and it adds up really quickly. So if Celesteela and activates its Rendezvous ability, that means 2 Pokemon are going to be in the Ultra Space. So now you're going to be doing a plus 58. So you're going to be doing 113 plus 58 damage. You're going to do 53 plus 58 damage. So it adds up really quickly. This Pokemon is the only Pokemon that, you know, you don't necessarily need in an Ultra Beast deck. But if you do see it, you know, and it's on the board, you probably want to attack it quicker than later, sooner than later. You don't want to wait till it's like a game of attrition and it's like 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 and you have Buzzwole on the field, because Buzzwole is going to be hitting hard. You know, Buzzwole hits for 200, over 200 really easily. You know, so that's the main thing with Buzzwole. Buzzwole synergizes well with Celesteela, because Celesteela sends Pokemon to the Ultra Space. You know, if your Nailigo gets knocked out, Nailigo automatically goes to the Ultra Space. So yeah, so Buzzwole synergizes well like that. And I think that's all the Ultra Beast. You know, I covered Gus Lord, I covered Celesteela, I covered Circuitry. Oh, Pheromosa. So Pheromosa is one of those Pokemon that it's like I was talking on Discord and I was talking to xRevy, and he kind of broke it down to me like Pheromosa is a backup caller. You know, Nailigo is going to be your main caller because the blue is large, but Pheromosa is going to be the backup caller. Because if your Nailigo somehow rolls a unlucky roll, Nailigo is the only Pokemon that goes directly to the Ultra Space when it dies. You're going to need to bring Nailigo back, and you can use that by using Pheromosa's call signal. If you have 2 Nailigos on the team, of course you can use Nailigo's call signal to bring the other Nailigo back, but Pheromosa most of the time is a backup. And the cool thing about Pheromosa is that it gains movement points based on how many Pokemon are in the Ultra Space, up to 4. It starts with 2 movement points, but if Celesteela lands its Rendezvous ability, it's automatically going to be two Pokemon in the Ultra Space. And if 2 Pokemon are in the Ultra Space, Pheromosa is going to get 2 more movement points, so Pheromosa is going to have 4 movement points at that point. So now you have a runner that can rival Deoxys Speed Form. You know, you're going to have 4 movement points, and it's going to stay like that until you can bring another Pokemon back from the Ultra Space. You know, another cool thing about Pheromosa, if it loses a roll and it lands on the low sweep attack, it's going to give the opponent Pokemon -1. So think about Venusaur. When Venusaur is on the field with Poison Dex, it gives opponents -1. And if it loses with Ice Beam, it's going to freeze the opponent. So it's not too bad to use Pheromosa as a backup caller, because when it loses, usually it's going to be crippling to the opponent. Also, when Pheromosa loses, it doesn't go to the Ultra Space like Nailigo. It goes to the bench. So you can also max revive and try again. So now I'm going to go over a couple games with the Ultra Beast in action. So I hope this deck, this Ultra Beast analysis serves as a guide. And I hope I broke it down in bite-sized chunks so you guys can actually know how to play against Ultra Beast decks really easily. If you guys want to know more detailed about the Ultra Beasts individually, I'll break them down even more individually, and not synergistically, but individually in other videos. So stay tuned for the matchups. Thanks, guys. So the game we're going to spotlight is going to show exactly how you should counter Ultra Beast deck, but it's going to also show you exactly how Ultra Beast decks are run right now. This is the main prevalent way Ultra Beast decks are run. Gus Lord is not necessarily meta Ultra Beast deck yet. Trainers are still trying to figure out how to use Gus Lord correctly, but I think once they figure out how to use Gus Lord correctly, he will be in the main Ultra Beast decks. You know, Gus Lord and Nailigos with Pokemon Switch is deadly. But right now, most decks are centered around Celesteela and Nailigo with Pheromosa's call signal. So this game is going to spotlight everything. It's going to spotlight how to counter the Ultra Beast deck. So without further ado, let's go. So we start out by popping the Mighty Sphere plate. I really didn't talk too much about the Mighty Sphere plate in the previous part of this video, so I'll take a moment to explain it really quickly. What the Mighty Sphere Plate does, it if it's a bug type Pokemon and it's around and it's involved in a surround kill, or a bug or fighting type Pokemon and it's involved in a surround kill, that Pokemon is gonna go to your PC instead of the opponent's PC. You know, usually you hit a surround kill and the Pokemon goes to the opponent's PC. This time, if the Mighty Sphere Plate is popped, that Pokemon is gonna go to your PC. So it's pretty deadly. You know, it's kind of like, it helps with, you know, if you have two Pokemon of the opponent in Ultra Space and then one in your PC, is like, what is the opponent going to do? You know, it's going to be hard for him to keep coming back at you. So the Mighty Sphere Plate is great. The two Pokemon in the Ultra Beast deck that it synergizes with is Buzzwole and Pheromosa. So right now we're just setting up. The opponent played pretty passively, so we couldn't go for the easy cheese win initially, and that's the reason why I picked this game, because I wanted you guys to see how the synergies work together. So first things first, the first way to counteract the Ultra Beast deck is to use purple attacks that displace, like Cyclone Kick, which my opponent is going for right now, and or Moongeist Beam. These are two really cool attacks that can instantly knock out Ultra Beast, because the Ultra Beast hit really hard. You know, Celesteela is hitting for 137 and 136 because Sableye is on the field. So now I'm trying to go for Call Signal. No, I'm not trying to go for Call Signal. I'm just trying to knock him out. I hit the Call Signal, but it doesn't work. You know, when the illegal first attacks off the bench, or his first attack, it's a gold. So I was looking for gold on purple right now. I'm saying I because I'm looking at it from the Ultra Beast perspective. My opponent's gonna Max Revive back out the Combuskin because he wants to hit the Cyclone Kick. I'm gonna go ahead and go after Deoxys attack form. You know, right? Like, going after Deoxys attack form usually is the bad thing, but look how much Circuitry hits for. Circuitry hits for 142, and of course Deoxys attack form hits the dimensional slip, so he goes to the bench. So my opponent is still looking for a Cyclone Kick, and this is the third time, but to no avail. I mean, it's good strategy by my opponent. It's just not executing well. That's how RNG works. I'm gonna creep up with Celesteela. I'm still creeping up with Celesteela. My opponent is now setting up the Coco Trap, so no matter what, one Pokemon is going to be executed right now. My opponent should have tried to surround my Nailiga. I don't know why he didn't do that. Let's back up a little bit so I can like point out that mistake, because I think that was a problem. So the Rendezvous goes down, so now two opponents go to the Ultra Space. But let me back up a little bit. At this point in time right here, it's my turn, but my opponent can use Tapu Koko to either go here and trap my Circuitry or go here and trap my Nailigo. I don't know why he didn't pick either one. You know, see, right now he should have went and trapped my Nailigo, but he didn't. I guess he didn't want Nailigo to go to the Ultra Space. See, right now it's gonna be a Rendezvous is gonna hit, and two Pokemon are gonna go to the Ultra Space. See, watch this, bang. All right, so I stopped it right there. So right now it's a 5-on-5 matchup, right? My opponent has 5 Pokemon, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 on the PC, and I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5-on-5 matchup, but I have the ability with Nailigo or with Pheromosa to use Call Signal, and if I use Call Signal right now, it'll be a 6-on-5 matchup. See, the previous play before that, the opponent had the opportunity to surround with Tapu Koko. The reason why I think he didn't choose to surround the Nailigo with Tapu Koko is because he did not want Nailigo to go to the Ultra Space, because he's trying to combat or mitigate the surround kills with the Call Signal. So when you play against Ultra Beast decks, it throws your entire game plan out of whack. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and attack, and I don't hit the Call Signal. So now Nailigo's in the Ultra Space as well. So I have a Celesteela's in the Ultra Space, and I have an Nailigo in the Ultra Space. I have 2 Pokemon in the Ultra Space. Right now the opponent has the advantage. It's actually 5-on-4 right now in the opponent's favor. And Mega Gengar comes out. So it's looking really grim for me right now. So Mega Gengar comes out and he tries to attack, but he lands a Toxic. But did you see how strong Buzzwole is? It's because 3 Pokemon in the Ultra Space, so he hits for 200. I mean, it was 199 because Sableye is on the field, but he's hitting for a lot. Usually people fear Mega Gengar, but not Buzzwole. Buzzwole doesn't fear him at all. So the Mega Gengar hops over Buzzwole and he attacks him again. This time, Gengar lands a dodge, and I land a 100 or a 99 Ice Punch because I'm toxic. And look how cool that was. Pheromosa actually have 4 movement points. So Pheromosa have 4 movement points. Let me stop that and show that really quickly. Go back and highlight that really quickly. So at this juncture right here, it's my turn. My opponent has Mega Gengar right here. So if I don't cover up goal, my opponent is simply just gonna hop over Tapu Koko and hit goal. But this Pheromosa, since there are 3 Pokemon in the Ultra Space, it only needed 2 Pokemon in the Ultra Space for it to have 4 movement points. So this Pheromosa can easily go and hop on my goal. And that's what it does, 4 movement points. So Gengar can't do that. Gengar goes to attack Circuitry, and a dodge prevails. So nothing happens there. I'm gonna try to X speed, and usually people fear Mega Gengar, but not Buzzwole. Buzzwole has an X speed, and he really wants to knock him out. He gets the roll, even though he's noxious and Sableye. But the problem is that Mega Gengar gets knocked out. But the problem is with this passive, he brings the opponent to his own PC as well. So it's not really a win for us. Yes, we got Mega Gengar off the field, but we have our Buzzwole in the opponent's PC. And that's because Mega Gengar's passive, once he gets knocked out, he brings the opponent to his PC as well. So Circuitry is going to take the opponent's entry point, and Combusken is going to come down. My Pheromosa still has 4 movement points. I'm going to go ahead with Buzzwole and attack the Combusken, but the 3-star Cyclone Kick finally prevails. You know, it's a great strategy using a Cyclone Kick, using a Moongeist Beam, because these are displacement purples that knock out any high white attack. So he gets the evolution, and now Blaziken is on the field. Blaziken is going to try to knock out Pheromosa, but a call signal is down. So now I'm able to bring another Pokemon back. So and the Pokemon goes to our PC. So let me show you guys exactly what that is. All right, guys. So at this point, I backed it up a little bit. At this point, it's 4-on-3. I have 4 Pokemon on the field, and well, 4 Pokemon are about to be on the field, and he has 3 Pokemon on the field. But watch what happens after this happens. He's gonna evolve into his Blaziken, but then it's gonna be a surround with the call signal, and when that surround with the call signal happens, Blaziken is gonna actually go to my PC. So in essence, I'm gonna get another Pokemon on the field, and he's gonna lose another Pokemon because it's gonna go to my PC. So here's the play. So I go ahead, and the Cyclone Kick finally prevails. I hit for 200, but that's not enough versus a displacement purple. You know, I get knocked out to my PC. But the next play, he's gonna attack Pheromosa. But Pheromosa is gonna use gonna hit his call signal ability, which is gonna bring back a Pokemon from the Ultra Space and surround. But since the Mighty Sphere plate was popped early in the match, Blaziken actually goes to my PC. So now it's a 4-on-2 matchup, you know, in my favor, and it's good game from there. 4-on-2, there's nothing the opponent can do. I actually get a knockout right now, so it's still 4-on-2, but not really because he has a weight. So it's really 4-on-1 right now. I capture both entry points, 4 versus 1. There's not enough RNG in the world. My opponent simply hops off the goal, and Pheromosa takes the win. You know, he has 4 movement points. He only needed 3. But guys, that's exactly how the Ultra Beast decks are run right now. It's run using the call signal ability of Nailigo and sending Pokemon to the Ultra Space with Rendezvous with Celesteela and Pheromosa's call signal. Guys, this Ultra Beast deck is a lot to be reckoned with. Your opponent really doesn't want to kill Nailigo because he doesn't want to get surprised. In the comments down below, let me know how you feel. I know there are many people that are in the future going to play Circuitry with Gus Lord and Illegal, but not too many people are playing that, so I'm not going to spotlight that as well. If I see more people on ladder running that deck, I'll definitely make a video on that. But let me know in the comments down below if you guys want more informative videos like this. As always, this is Showtime signing off. Peace, trainers. And if anybody want to sub, go ahead, sub. I'm looking for more subscribers.